Christian Pulisic's Milan teammate targets 2026 FIFA World Cup. England defender Fikayo Tomori lays out clear 8-word Thomas Tuchel plan. The road to a FIFA World Cup is rarely straightforward, especially for defenders trying to break back into one of international soccer's deepest talent pools. At club level, consistency can restore confidence and rhythm, but international recognition often lags behind form. That reality frames the current ambition of Christian Pulisic's Milan teammate, who believes that the coming months may finally align club success with national team opportunity. As Milan pushes forward in a revitalized season, one of its most determined figures has quietly set his sights on 2026. With Fikayo Tomori re-established at the heart of the defense and England now under the guidance of Thomas Tuchel, the defender has laid out a clear vision for how he plans to force his way back into international contention. The specifics of that plan, however, are only revealed once you look deeper into his resurgence. Approaching his 5th anniversary at Milan, Tomori has emerged from a difficult spell to reclaim his status as a regular starter. The arrival of Massimiliano Allegri has proven decisive. Under the Italian coach, the Rossoneri have regained defensive structure and tactical clarity, and Tomori has been one of the main beneficiaries. After seasons disrupted by inconsistency and competition, the England centre-back is once again a fixed presence in Serie A. Milan has lost only one league match, sits firmly in the title race, and boasts a defensive solidity that was missing last year. For the 28-year-old, the timing could not be better. The World Cup dream still alive. Speaking to BBC Sport, Tomori made it clear that his international ambition remains undiminished. "Do I want to go to the World Cup? Of course," he said. "I want it for myself. I know that winning the league will help." That 8-word statement captures his mindset perfectly. The player understands that individual performances matter, but collective success often tips the balance when national team selections are made. He also confirmed regular contact with England's head coach. "I spoke with Tuchel after the last international break in November. We've spoken several times, and the message has been to keep doing what I'm doing," he explained. Competition and confidence. England's centre-back pool remains one of the most competitive in Europe, with established names and emerging profiles fighting for limited places. Tomori does not shy away from that reality. He openly acknowledges the challenge posed by players such as John Stones, Mark Gahey, Dan Burn, and Ezri Konsa. Yet encouragement has come from an important signal: Tuchel's willingness to look beyond domestic leagues. "I know he's watching because he called up Ruben Loftus-Cheek," Tomori noted. "That gives me confidence that I can make it." For Tomori, that call-up proved England's coaching staff are closely monitoring Milan. Data, video analysis, and live scouting all form part of the evaluation process. "He came to Milan last season and I know he regularly receives our data and watches our videos," Tomori added. With the March international break set to be the final selection window before Tuchel names his World Cup squad, the timeline is tight. England already knows its group stage opponents, and defensive cohesion will be crucial. Tomori understands the stakes. "The World Cup is still a dream. I'm working for it every day," he concluded. Under the floodlights of San Siro, where shadows stretch as long as memories and ambition hums beneath every chant, Christian Pulisic often finishes training with an extra sprint, a final touch, a reminder that the future never waits. Across the pitch, moving with the clipped efficiency of a defender who has learned his craft in England and refined it in Italy, Fikayo Tomori does the same. Different positions, different accents, same destination. The 2026 FIFA World Cup. For Tomori, the road back to England's centre-back conversation has never been louder, or quieter. Louder because Milan's resurgence has placed him on Europe's biggest stages. Quieter because competition, injuries, and the relentless churn of international football can reduce even elite defenders to footnotes. But Tomori is not one for footnotes. He prefers headlines written in clean sheets, last-ditch tackles, and calm decisions made when the game is on fire. Now, with Thomas Tuchel installed as England's manager, Tomori's ambition has crystallized into a mantra so simple it sounds like a whisper, yet sharp enough to cut through noise. 8 words, 8 steps, 8 promises to himself. A plan that fits neatly into a defender's worldview: concise, disciplined, ruthless. Stay fit, play consistently, dominate duels, win trophies. It's not poetry. It's purpose. Tomori's journey has always been about refinement rather than reinvention. From Chelsea's academy to the intensity of Serie A, he has built a reputation on recovery speed, front foot defending, and a bravery that dares strikers to try their luck. Italy taught him patience. Milan taught him responsibility. The Rossoneri badge does not tolerate passengers, and Tomori has learned that leadership sometimes sounds like silence. Being in the right place, every time, before anyone notices. Pulisic, his teammate and friend, understands that language. Both men arrived in Milan carrying expectations heavier than their passports. Both found a city that sharpens edges. Pulisic rediscovered joy and directness. Tomori rediscovered authority. Together, they are reminders that careers bend, they don't break. England, however, is another matter. The three Lions are stacked with centre-backs who can pass, press, and posture. Tuchel's appointment signals evolution, positional discipline married to aggressive structure, a system where defenders are expected to think as much as they tackle. For Tomori, this is not a threat. It is an invitation. Stay fit is more than avoiding the treatment table. It's the currency of trust. Tuchel values availability as much as ability, and Tomori knows that the fastest way out of a manager's mind is inconsistency. Milan's demanding schedule has hardened him. Every match is a test, every recovery session an investment. Play consistently speaks to selection, rhythm, and responsibility. Tomori doesn't chase viral moments. He chases minutes. He wants to be the name written in pen, not pencil. In Milan, he has learned that form is not a week-long guest. It's a season-long tenant. Dominate duels is where defenders earn their wages. England's international football often turns on moments. Corners, counters, chaos. Tomori's pace allows him to erase mistakes, but his ambition now is to prevent them altogether. Win the first contact. Control the space. End the threat before it breathes. Win trophies is the loudest whisper of all. Tuchel is a serial winner. He listens to medals. Tomori understands that silverware speaks a universal language. Titles at Milan are not just club achievements. They are additions broadcast across continents. In the Milan dressing room, ambition circulates like oxygen. Pulisic's eyes are set on leading the United States on home soil in 2026. Tomori's gaze is fixed on pulling on England's shirt with purpose, not as a cameo but as a contributor. Their paths run parallel, intersecting in daily drills and shared laughs, diverging only when national anthems play. What binds them is belief, the quiet kind. Not the kind that announces itself on social media,